communities. And then the president went right to Missouri and heard firsthand from people, including a tearful cafeteria worker, I believe she was, saying, thank you for my tax cut. That woman is like the woman who raised me, somebody who didn't look at that as crumbs, who used to put clothes on layaway, saving the Christmas Club account at the bank. That's a very common experience in this country. And I'm sorry, folks, but let me just say, I'm going to focus on the policies here and leave personnel to the president. I will tell you, it is a privilege and blessing to walk into that building every single day and serve the country we all love. If you're low distraction, high production, you'll do very well here, and you'll last the strongest and the longest if you like to.
Well, Kellyanne, you know we cover the policy. We talk about...
I know.
Every day.
I'm sending a message.
Right, but this has been a big week for personnel changes, given that,
sure.
And that's why there's the speculation.
Right. The president has that right. And look, other people choose to leave, and I respect that as well. This is not for everyone for a long time, and everybody respects that. But this is a president who, from the beginning and throughout his entire successful career in private business and now in the public sector as the president, he is somebody who's always been able to form a team around him of folks who, as he made it clear last week, he appreciates dissenting opinions, differences, diversity of background, folks who have come from the public sector, the private sector, who have differences of opinions on major issues of the day. But this president ultimately controls the timing, the tone, and the content of those policy decisions and those personnel announcements. And I'm willing to work with whomever he puts here. I'm thrilled Larry Kudlow is coming here. I've worked very well with Gary Cohn, our national economic director, the director of the NEC, or the chief economic advisor. And Larry, I think, will continue to pick up that mantle and have phase 2 of tax cuts, plow forward on infrastructure and a strong, sound economy. This is a president who wants to continue with the prosperity and the security that he's already brought to America.
Do you have specifics on the phase 2 of tax cuts? It's been speculated something else is coming. Some say, well, it's making the personal tax breaks permanent, that they will not expire. What could you tell our audience about that?
Well, let me start from the beginning. Congress passes a law, the president executes the laws. At the same time, the president really has taken the lead on the major policy issues by saying, here's what I would sign into law, here's what I think we should do. He was the leader when it came to working with Congress on the border adjustability tax, getting rid of that early on, and taking that out of the conversation, then taking the corporate tax from the high of 35%. He wanted it at 15% and ended up at 21%, but now it's below the average, repatriating that wealth. So what you can expect is a president who's going to say, look, America was lied to. They were told this can never pass. We'll never have tax cuts. Oh, and in case we do,
so no specifics on phase 2.
Well, let me just make clear. No, I'm not going to get ahead of the president on that, but let me make clear that we see now that these are working. And so anybody who's going to come and vote against tax cuts a second time, which was every single Democrat in the House and the Senate, not one of them can find their way to get past their petty partisan political
So you're going to give the Democrats a chance to support the next one?
Yeah, sure. We gave them a chance the first time. We love bipartisan support when it comes to everything, but including, if not especially, tax cuts, which are working in the states with the senators who voted against them, the House districts who voted against them. So you see what's working. Let's do it again. This is a president who doesn't just, let's make clear, he's not a check-the-box kind of president. He's here for prosperity, security, and accountability. It's not just, oh, tax cuts, check, we tried health care, check. He's going to keep going at this rapid pace.
Kellyanne, there's this guy, Andrew McCabe. Many people who are watching have heard us talk about him a lot. He was the top guy at the FBI. He got caught misleading investigators, and he decided he was going to delay. He was still going to be an employee at the FBI and then retire at the end of March. You know what that means for the people watching? Their tax dollars. You have this lady who's crying because the president gave her $200 extra money that she put in her retirement, and she was crying thanking the president. Her tax dollars, she's working hard as the cafeteria lady so that her tax dollars can go to pay for this guy. Many people are furious with what he did, leaking information, supporting Hillary Clinton, it looks like, his wife getting money from Hillary Clinton's best friends in the state of Virginia, and he gets to live on a pension that hardworking lady has to pay for the rest of his life. It's just, it doesn't seem fair. And Jeff Sessions, he's the AG, he has the ability to fire this guy so that hardworking lady this week, so that hardworking lady doesn't have to pay for this guy's pension. What do you think about that?
That decision rests with the Attorney General, and I will just say on the broader issue of fairness and accountability, it's part of how Donald Trump got elected in the first place. It's not just about draining the swamp, it's really about the accountability and fairness, as you said. This is a president that took the issue of fairness and really wove the thread through everything from his views on education to immigration to trade and to the way the government is held accountable. So I'm glad that you're shining a light on this particular issue, but it speaks to the broader topic of how there are sweetheart deals and there are different sets of rules for different kinds of people in the government. Look at how many people revolted in 2016 against that woman who lost the campaign, whose name I never say on TV anymore, because she lost the election because they saw her as somebody who had special privileges, somebody who didn't play by the rules, and that there wasn't fairness that applied. And I think they were quickly reminded this week why, in fact, they made a great choice in 2016. But the fact is, I'm glad you're shining a light on it because people do feel like they're always outside the glass with their nose pressed looking in and saying, this just isn't fair to me.
Well, you don't say Hillary Clinton's name, but she was over in India, and she had quite a soundbite. Listen to this, and then your reaction, Kellyanne. These are the people who voted for your boss. Kellyanne?
Oh, well, I'm sure that'll make its way into ads somewhere, somehow. You've got a Democratic Party really grappling with this guy in Pennsylvania who said he doesn't support the leader of the party, Nancy Pelosi. So many Democrats come out this week really so angry with Hillary Clinton. A lot of them privately rolling their eyes, many of them publicly saying she shouldn't say that. And she basically is, again, insulting half of the country, at least half of the country. And let me tell you something, lady, the idea that I or other women like me have to ask our husbands how to vote, it's really a joke, particularly since, I won't say your name, but I'll appeal to you directly, particularly since this country knows who you are first and foremost because of whom you married. And so stop pretending you're a feminist, you're for equality, you're for fairness to women, and then running around accusing us of checking with our husbands and our significant others before we vote.
Right.
I think that this is very representative of how angry and bitter and ungracious many have become in this country, frankly. And but you know what? Keep rolling the tape. So many Democrats just want her to stop, and I'm sure so many Republicans just want her to continue. By the way, it's reminiscent of September 9th, which I always told Mr. Trump, the candidate, was one of the worst days for Hillary Clinton because it's when she was revealed to have said basket of deplorables, irredeemable. She wasn't sorry she said that. She was sorry she got caught saying that. Right. And the best evidence you have of that is what you just saw here. She's sorry she got caught saying that. She's insulting us all over again. And I think these red state Democrats are going to have a big, big problem, particularly defending that.
And I think that this is worse, actually, than a deplorable comment, in my opinion. And I think the other Democrats should really step up and separate themselves. But that would seem obvious real quick. When you look what happened in the Pennsylvania state election, and I know that these districts are going to be redrawn, but if Conor Lamb holds on and the absentee ballots don't go the other guy's direction, a lot of people are saying this is a brushback pitch for the president. Look out, the midterms are going to be a bloodbath for Republicans. What do you say for that?
I'll say a few things. First of all the polling that was being quoted showed a 5 or 6 point lead by Conor Lamb. The president obviously narrowed that gap. I would say a message to the well-paid consultants in this town to stop criticizing publicly, particularly Republican nominees. I don't know why they do that. I think that the Democratic Party really never does that. And people shouldn't do that if they could avoid it. And the other thing I would say is what I said in Pittsburgh in my personal capacity last week when I was there, which is I said, and it was quoted, so you can pull it up, every vote counts at the ballot box because every vote counts be true. We know the trends. The party in power at the White House suffers grievous losses in the midterm elections. Bill Clinton lost control of the House and Senate in 1994. President Barack Obama lost 63 House seats in 2010, the first midterm after his first election. Both of them were successfully reelected, but this president is looking at his reelection. He's looking at this particular cycle. We know that, but we also know that Republicans, I assume they'll be running on tax cuts. So they're going to be bragging about the prosperity that's been brought to over 4 million Americans.
All right. Kellyanne Conway joined us from the North Lawn of the White House wearing green earrings because the Prime Minister of Ireland is there today for St. Patrick's Day. Kellyanne, thank you.
Thank you, Kellyanne.
All right.
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
You know, I don't even have to do this. You guys are doing a good enough job burning down your reputations all by yourselves.
Hillary Clinton goes into a psychiatric